What's up, good people? Welcome to Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill. We out here getting it cracking as usual.
What's
It's your
up,
boy
y'all?
Ed and my co-host and partner in crime, or co-host and partner in business, Miss Kim and Kim.
I know y'all probably tired of us defining. That's why I ain't defining nothing no more. What's up, y'all?
Listen,
It's
so
us. It's
it's
Mitchell
us.
and Mitchell Sip and Spill.
So listen, today I wanted to go jump on here and I wanted to talk about being 100% honest with yourself is something that resonated with me. That's the word we use, resonate. I like that word. And being 100% honest with yourself. We talked about it a little bit earlier on our Motivational Monday. And sometimes being 100 to me, and what I've garnered or gathered from that, being 100% honest with yourself, is understanding who you are through and through, front to back. But sometimes it takes a while to understand who you are. And because we go through life, we just feel like this is who we are. We know who we are. We don't necessarily take inventory, like my partner was saying, about what our lives is. We don't take third-party perspective. Like we could do things, and you ever notice that you would say things, do things, and live your life, and then you have these variant people saying the same thing regularly to you. What's going on, Jimmy?
You blurry, very.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, just move a little bit.
Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
There you go. Much better. There you go.
Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're trying to get it together, y'all. Listen, so like I was saying, sometimes you have these varying people, different people that'll tell you the same thing. You ever notice that? Sometimes it's not necessarily positive. It's not necessarily what you thought who you thought you were. Like you may walk around and say, "I'm this great artist, I'm this great singer, right? I'm this great singer." But everywhere you go, people are like, "Yeah, you're a little flat, you're a little high, you're a little pitchy, whatever." And you're constantly hearing these, and these people from Africa, Russia, they don't know each other, but they give you the same perspective. They give you the same, I guess, criticism. And so sometimes you got to take what you know about yourself, what you learn about yourself, take those criticisms, and then kind of gauge it and see where you fall in line. Now, I'm not saying that somebody can tell you that you're terrible in something. You're supposed to just say, "Okay, I'm terrible. I'm subpar," and you're supposed to just own it. But there is some relevancy in knowing some actual truths. And being honest with yourself, you start to say, okay, listen, if these people who have nothing in common, who don't know one another, are giving me the same assessments, if they're saying the same things, then I have to look at that and see what's going on and see where I fall in that. And I've done that. I've been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years. I've actually done my own personal self-inventory and checking out things that I felt that this is me, right? This is what I do, but I'm hearing my feedback. And at first I was defensive, I don't want to hear that shit. That ain't me, But then you start thinking about people that say stuff to you or give you criticism or talking to you based off of their relationship with you. Some people don't really have a dog in the fight with you. They don't have an agenda with you. They love you to the point where they're not doing anything to tear you down. So their opinions or their criticisms or their mere observations have to be taken into consideration. You can't just shoot it down and say it's trash or I defy that. And so right now, even in my life, I'm learning to take inventory and look at and assess myself and see what makes sense. And I'll gauge it. Some stuff, they say you eat the meat and chew out chew the meat and spit out the bone. There's some aspects where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the meat of it, and if it's factual, and just sit back and say, you know what, let me actually check it out. Is this really me? And just do an inventory. Sit in yourself. One of the things I've been learning myself, my cohorts, we talk about this on a regular basis, where I sit in my issues. I'm not just jumping around and saying, I have done that. But now I'm learning to not do that. Let's jump to the next thing and just try to, eat your way through depression or just try to do something else, get into other relationships or sexual encounters when you need to just be like, let me sit down, chill, meditate, and build myself. Let me refocus and reorganize, realign myself. There's balance and there's alignment, and both of those things have to be in order. And being honest with yourself is like, okay, I'm tripping, I'm wrong. And I know sometimes some of my friends will tell me, hey man, you really hard on yourself, this, that, and the other, like you saying these things about yourself. It's like, well, I'm not saying I'm a terrible person because I feel like I'm a terrible person. I'm just owning the terrible shit that I do, the characteristics that's been part of my subconscious that I don't even think that's terrible. I'm just doing it. I'm living my life, So once I realized that is something that I need to take an inventory in and work on that, fix that, I feel like I'm becoming better and better. Not perfect yet. And I would say, me personally, I'm a work in progress. And I'm not just saying that. People say I'm a work in progress. Like, no, literally, I'm I'm literally working and then looking at myself and assessing and trying again and then examining myself and telling myself you could do better, telling myself that you're wrong, and then building myself up and saying, I know what area I'm cold as hell in, right? I know what area I'm good in. So I'm literally a work in progress. I don't want to be a cliche. I don't think that we should live in cliches and just say, I'm work in progress. I'm made it. I'm a rap. No, fuck that. Actually work. Actually put in the work. Actually sit in it. And I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my brothers. I'm talking to my sisters. Put in the actual work. See if what you're saying and what's going on with you. Check it and see if that's relevant. See if the people that are telling you stuff about yourself, if it's relevant. Even if they don't tell you, ask questions. Hey, yo, what do you think about when I do this? When I sing this song, is this cool? When I do this dance, do I look crazy? Am I a little, do I need to work on my little weight a little bit? Do I need to get my hair cut? You know what I'm saying? Am I smelling, what's going on with me? When I work out, am I doing my form properly? Because I could be injuring myself. I am at the point where I really want to know. Tell me, don't send me off. Don't lie to me. Tell me the motherfucking truth. If I'm tripping, say, yo, you tripping. If I'm overweight, say, yo, you need to go ahead, work on that. Especially if I'm asking. So I implore you, I would charge you, as we say in the church realm, I would charge you to find you an accountability partner, to make yourself accountable. Find someone you can trust who loves you, and or someone who has no dog in the fight, who has no motive to help, hurt, or anything. They don't know you. Like, hey, you look. I saw you running. You look crazy. Or you did really good. I don't know you. I don't have nothing to gain from this. And so that's where I'm at in my life. And I wanted to really go in on. There's areas of my life that I need to clean up that I'm working on. There's areas I need to be honest about, not just to myself though, too. I need to be honest to everyone that's around me. What my perspectives are, what my projections are, what my intentions are, what I'm looking to do, my goals and aspirations. I want to be honest with people and myself. And it starts with myself, just sitting in it. And I'm not saying wallow in it. That's a difference. Wallowing and like, oh, woe is me. I'm not saying that. Because I've done that too. I'm saying sit in and be like, okay, wow. And as you got to get up and try to do that shit again, you find yourself staying in that mode. If you're not cleared of it, get back and clean it again. Get back and work on it again. Process it again. Meditate. Pray. And these are things that are very, very important. A lot of men, a lot of brothers I know, people that I personally know, do not take that self-check. And it's like, I'm going to brag on myself. I've been given it. And I think I got this from my mama. I've been given this ability, I feel, since I was a child, this wisdom to kind of self-check. I don't like to be the run-of-the-mill person. I don't like to be a simplest, everybody just, goofy. No. Let me check myself. Let me see what's going on. Let me think beyond my circumstances, my situations. Let me grow and develop. And then let people allow me to be people. I have my expectations for people, but I have more expectations for myself and how I deal with people. I will not allow the circumstances or situations to define me. I will not let people or situations lord over my decisions and lord over me. If I'm in a room and I see people who may not necessarily have certain training and knowledge that I have, a certain experience that I have, I will allow them grace to do what they feel, but I will not put my life in the hands of those people who I know may not necessarily know what's best for themselves or myself. And I know that about myself. That's me jocking myself. I do know that about myself. So owning yourself, sitting in your truth, owning your truth, being honest with yourself, and owning it. And it's okay. I'll tell you first, I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm not the best. I've not been the best person. I've not been the best father. I've not been the best husband, friend, all of those things. I said it before in a couple of our shows. And I'm not saying that's a badge of honor. I'm just saying, look, I haven't. And I'm not saying like I haven't taken, so what? I'm not even saying anything. I'm just saying, listen, I fucked up. There's one other aspect I'm going to say before I turn it over to my partner if she want to chime in on this, because I've taken this conversation over. There's a thing of selfishness that I've had over my life. And see, when I think of selfishness, I think of, I'm not going to give you none of my candy. I'm going to buy something. I don't care if y'all eat, or I'm going to care if y'all have a place to stay or live. That's not the selfishness I'm talking about. I'm talking about, hey, I want to do this right now, and I like it. It feels good to me, and I'm not even thinking about how that might affect anybody else. It's a different sort of selfishness, and I couldn't get that for years. Like, what do you mean I'm selfish? Because I'm thinking like, I'm not stingy, right? If you need something, I'm gonna give it to you. But it's things that I desire and I want to have collateral damage to people that are around me. There are things that I want to do, and I think of it as selfish because I want to do this. I'm thinking like, I ain't hurt nobody. Like, I'm not going out to hit or hurt or take from people, but it's like my decisions and what I do is so centered on myself that I don't realize, oh, did I run over your foot? I didn't know, because normally my conscious mind, I would not do that. So there's a thing of selfishness. You got to look at the decisions you want for yourself. It's not necessarily overtly hurting anybody or stealing from somebody, but is it covertly, affecting people around your family? Like there's a sin, there's called a sin of omission and sin of commission. Sin of commission is actually I'm consciously doing it. Sin of omission is like omitting the process of considerations of others. And so that selfishness, which I'm learning for myself, is like, damn. So me thinking that and doing that really affects my partner or my friends or whatever. Like tonight is a good example. Like I wanted to go out. Come out at one of me and Kim's favorite places. And my cousin called me. My partner was waiting on me to do the show. Let's being honest. My wanting to go out was a selfish act, which I believe that I may get a pass on this because she's like, go out, do things, enjoy yourself. At the same time, she's waiting. We had a time slot to do something. And my wanting to do this was a selfish act that could have affected her. She has to get up and work in the morning, there's things going on. Those are the type of things. That's a small example, but it's stuff like that. Like, I want to do it. Now, would I take it from Kim? Would I just blatantly I don't care about your time? No, I wouldn't do that to her. But in my selfishness, doing something I wanted to do, what I felt I wanted to do, is a selfish thing. So you have to be honest with yourself. Even in those moments, you have to be honest and say, man, I do have these selfish acts. Yeah, I share my food with you. Yeah, I'll give you half of my whatever. I'll pay the rent, mortgage, all that kind of stuff. I'll buy you stuff. I'm not selfish if you ask me for something. But then if what I'm wanting affects you in a negative manner or affects you in a non-positive way, it's being selfish. So those are my things. Those are my Eddie edibles for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and get my partner want to chime in. I'm gonna put her on the spot, but this is something I felt dear to, and she agreed to me. Hey, I got you, bro. Do your thing. Which one we do for each other? Like, go ahead, shoot it. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. And I hope that this reaches people, touch people, and you get it. And this is not a criticism or a downing of you or myself. It's just an observation. It's an awakening. At some point, we need to wake up and be conscious of what we do, how it affects other people, and what we do that may not necessarily be great, that be counterproductive for our lives and others. That's going against what you're trying to do. See, I don't want to be counterproductive to the progression of my life or people around me. And doing things out of selfishness, not being honest with yourself, and realizing if you're not honest with yourself, you keep making these same fuck ups. You keep making the same. You don't know. You like, I'm cool. You're not, bro. You're not. Sis, you're not cool. That's not good. It's not cool. So again, that's my speech. I'm off the stage for now. I'm gonna pass it over to my co-host. If you want to jump in there, but honesty with yourself, loving yourself, transparency, and owning your shit. That's the thing. I'm working on myself. I'm not just talking about stuff that I heard. I'm talking about stuff that I know and knowing and learning and willing to learn. That's the thing. The willingness to learn, to be corrected. What you got, Coach?
I want to I commend you for being able to just share your story, because we're big on it's not what we heard, is what we know. And for Ed to come on and share his story, what he feels and what he thinks, what is 100% honest being with himself and what is full accountability. I'm going to let the mic drop right there. I think that this is considering the time frame of what he shared, I kind of feel like it should be a part 2, which I don't mind giving. And I feel like at this point right now, I want to end it with where he left off. And we will do a part 2, so y'all will be able to watch 1 and 2. But
good stuff.
He came up with the When we say the mic drop, that means that just needs to feel. So that mic, I'm dropping the mic.
I love it. Thank you.
Part two, Kimmy Tim will comment in on what I think, what 100% honesty and accountability is. Mitchell and
Okay.
Mitchell sip and spill. We
All
out.
right. We out. Sipping and spilling tonight, baby. Love you guys. God bless you. Like, subscribe, and share.